can and will just about anywhere in the East Coast. Very, very strong, good-looking, good-running Case tractors. They started off life with a 504 cubic inch block and made it into what it is today. Cubic inches, who knows? Could be 6, could be 8, who knows? But boy, do these things run. But they got to get all that power to the ground on those 20.8, 38 farm tractor tires. You'll see some of the tractors later on coming out with no tread on the tires. Those are puller tires. You can cut the ag tires down to that, but most of them have gone to a different compound. They come right from the factory as a puller tire. And the puller tire is a little less tendency to bounce. Sometimes the ag tires get a little bounce to them. And bouncing is terrible because that is very, very hard on parts. So the last thing you want to do is see things start bouncing. So what they're doing now, they're dropping a hook in there. That hook requires a 3-inch by 3.5-inch hole. And he hooks up the cable to the air guillotine there. The guillotine just shuts the air out. It's not air operated. It's just a guillotine with 2 springs on it. You pull that cable out, it comes slamming shut. You don't want your finger in there because you will lose a finger. These tractors do run steel flywheels with blankets around them, so anything ever happens there, it keeps it all contained. Are running cross bolts and a star behind the turbochargers. Keep everything contained inside the turbocharger with blankets over top of them as well. So this is Brooks Major with the mystery case. Listen to the sound of this. Ladies and gentlemen, we've got a new leader. 3:37.71 at 27.8 miles an hour. 27.8 miles an hour. That old girl can run. In the hole, Mark Reich from Middleburg with a Smoking Bandit. So Mark Reich from Middleburg with a Smoking Bandit, making a statement. Here we go. Mark Reich with a Smoking Bandit. There's a case where either got it in the wrong gear, something wasn't quite right. He does get 2 attempts. As long as he's out of the throttle, if you're coming under speed, we want you to let out of the throttle and stick your hand out. Do not hit the brakes, especially later on. Like, this weekend here we had some stock truck pulls, and one of the guys went down through there, and he wanted to let out of it. Well, the young man hit the brakes. Well, guess what happened? There was a freight train following him about 15 miles an hour that doesn't have brakes, and woof. Try explaining that to Allstate because he wasn't in very good hands. That was chaos and mayhem. But you do get 2 attempts. Now, whatever happens this next one, he can go 6 inches or he can go a foot or he doesn't move the sled at all. That will be his official distance. There's no letting out of it. There's no coming back. Whatever he does now, he owns it. But obviously he had it in the wrong gear because that wasn't his pulling gear. So he'll rev it up just a little bit tighter, a little bit harder to make sure it gets out of the hole. The other things, all contests have to be started with a tight chain. There's no jerking, no yanking. Rick will not turn the lights on. If he inadvertently does, thinking you tighten the chain, and you yank that chain, you watch him come out of it, he will not be happy. Right there, more than likely what's happening, he's having some turbo problems. 290.17 at 22.4. And you heard Brooks' tractor come down the track, and you heard this one come down the track. The RPMs go away, and it starts popping and comes back on. That's when they're hitting the rev limiter up against the governor. It shuts their RPMs off. On these tractors here, there's an electrical outlet on the back of the tractors. That's connected to the sled, and it goes to a monitor in there, and he can tell instantly if they go over 3,000 RPMs or not. At the end of the night, the top 3 tractors get stopped down the end of the track, and they get their RPMs checked before it is official. That is how we keep everybody from cheating, keeps everybody honest. Another thing you'll notice every once in a while is I get questions all the time. Well, the sled's cheating. You look down here, right in here, you see around 210. 220, the grousers start digging. Well, Brooks Major come down here, it didn't drop to 220, he had an advantage. That was the speed of the pull. The box is coming at the same rate of speed, and as it hits those things, if you're going faster, it's going to drop just a little bit farther down the track. But the sled setting is the same for every single puller. The speed of what you're traveling will affect how quick it drops and how far back it drops. So that's what that's all about. There is no cheating. The sleds, everything setting on the sled is external. So in the hole will be DJ Boop with a hard-running tractor. He calls the Barnyard Kid, coming to us from Mifflinburg, PA. You'll see these guys out here a couple, 3 times tonight. Following DJ will be Caitlin Houck. And the kids that won, after Caitlin runs, please start making your way down to the T-shirt trailer, accompanied by an adult. And they'll go down there. They'll meet a couple of the gentlemen down there, and they will get everything all set up and bring you out here on the track. And we'll have a trackside presentation to our winners. Nice, solid run for DJ. 295.34 at 21.8 miles an hour. 295.34. Good enough for third place right now. In the hole is another tough running international, Miss Caitlin Hout. Tractor she calls the Little Stinker 2 from Mount Pleasant Mills. This is one to watch. She has what it takes to go down there and mix it up with Mr. Brooks Major and Joe Mundrick. So watch this tractor, folks. And after she runs, if those children's names that I named off, Hayes Ewing, Keegan Stolzfus, Levi Radel, Keston Zeckman, Colton Kramer, and Abel Tum, please grab one of your parents and head down to the T-shirt trailer, and our guys will meet you down there, and we will set you up for the prizes that you earned in your pedal pulls. Ooh, Caitlin Hauk with the Little Stinker. Watch this one, folks. Hey, the number is set at 337.71. 331.19 at 27.9 miles an hour. There's your new number 2 tractor. Solid run. So all those children that we named off here, please start reporting down to the T-shirt trailer. Hayes Ewing, Keegan Stolzfus, Levi Radel, Keston Zeckman, Colton Kramer, and Abel Tum. Please take a parent and please report down to the T-shirt trailer. Thank you very much. Mitchell Siddall from Danville with a tractor he calls the War Wagons in the hole. John Deere fans, here's one of your 2 shots. These old 6030s, they came from, most of them had that big block 619 John Deere power. 6030s was one of John Deere's biggest tractors. 2-wheel drive tractors, and boy, they have all kinds of lugging power. And in a class like this, Whereas low RPM, boy, oh boy, once these guys figure out how to make that small turbocharger work, they are tough. This team's had a couple of tough weeks. They were thrashing on three of these tractors all week long. Some burnt pistons, other problems. They managed to get 2 out of 3 of them back together to make it here tonight. At the same time, they're working on a big, bad John Deere 6030 Pro Stock. That tractor's here tonight. Had it out to center hall there, trying to make a couple passes on it, and just can't get it to light. So there's a lot of twisting, a lot of wrenching, a lot of trial and error. They found a couple of issues, so they got them worked out. He's hoping to make a pass tonight here in that 10,000 open. And boy, she goes. He had it out last fall, went down to North Carolina, made a couple hooks with it. I believe he got a second place down there. Very, very strong, capable tractor. So we'll see him later on tonight. Matt Siddall will have that tractor out. This is one of his sons, Mitchell Siddall. These guys are in the excavating business. They come to us out of Danville, PA, just down the road off Route 11. So keep an eye on this one, ladies and gentlemen. This is another one of those tractors, very, very capable. If he can keep away from the hop and get it to hook and go, this will be fun to watch. They've got to beat 337.71. Just wasn't happy. She started that hop. Sometimes it's tire hops, sometimes it's clutch slip that'll get them to start hopping. So if he come out of the hole and slipped it a little too far, the clutch would get hot and catch and release, start them hopping. Sometimes it's the component of the ag tires that'll do that. But I'm thinking that was a little bit of clutch slip. He slipped it on out of there. With these speed sleds, back in the day with the older sleds, we'd put it in a big gear and we'd slip these things out. They are called slipper clutches. They're 2 and 3 disc clutches, 12-inch clutch disc in there. And we'd slip them out 50 to 75 feet. Well, we've gone to these newer speed sleds. Now the game has changed. Now we want to get off the clutch as soon as possible and get full throttle. You still want to pull the big gear. Yeah, you can slip it out once in a while if you have to, but you try to get it up and running as fast as you can so you're hitting full throttle just as quick as you can. Well, they're going full throttle off the line. You want to hit full speed just as fast as possible. So he gets one more chance. Right now she's not running. They'll get it pulled back, hope it cools down. Right now the motor's got some heat into it, and sometimes that'll a little bit of compression lock in there, let it settle itself out, and see if they can fire the war wagon up one more time. Tow-off tractor, please. A tow-off tractor. He's going to take a mechanical drop. Can we get a tow-off tractor? He will be able to drop to the end of the class and make another attempt to get this thing started. And when he does come back out, he'll get one shot. There'll be no dropping it and trying it again. He'll get one shot. Hayes Ewing, would you and one of your parents please report to the T-shirt trailer? You do not want to miss that. And we're missing Keystyn Zeckman. I hope I said that name right. Kestyn Zeckman. Please report with one of your parents down to the T-shirt trailer. You work very hard for these prizes. We don't want to see you miss it. In the hole will be Matt Siddall from Danville with a tractor he calls internally damaged. There is nothing out there that sounds like a big block John Deere. You could pick out a case or a big block John Deere from a mile away just by sitting there listening to them thump. You can just feel. Skid loader with the lift. Would you get you out here at the end of the track? Skid loader with the lift. Skid steer with the lift. Please report to the end of the track. We're going to have to hold things up here, guys. Hold things up. Hold up. We need the skid steer. We need the skid steer with a lift. Don't everybody run at once. They're asking for the skid steer with a lift on it. We probably need that Coyote with a lift. What happened when they were towing him down there? So they're going to try to lift him up, help get him off the track. These guys have been having a heck of a couple weeks. And boy, ladies and gentlemen, while it's quiet, can we get a tough luck round of applause for the Siddall team here? They have had a rough go over here for a couple of weeks. And it seems like when it rains, it pours. If it's not one thing, it's another. And, boy, poor Dad. He's going to be almost as bald as me if this keeps up, you know. Okay, skid steer's on its way. So we have 3 left in this class if Mitchell can come back. If not, it'd be Brandon Ewing in the hole with the rough case following Matthew Siddall. Super Farm is next. In this class, we are Mod Turbo Super Farm class. We got a few of them in here, folks. We're clear. Fire them up. Aaron Eberhardt with a hammer down. Corey Eberhardt from Millmont with a gold edition. Nick Morrison from Maryland with Toxic. Colton Willever from Montoursville with a just in case. DJ Boop from Mifflinburg with a high on the hog. Matt Dersham from Millmont with the other half. Jason Forrester with the legendary Papa Smurf. Eddie Ocker with the bull ride. And Eddie Ocker will be back again with Dr. LZ. Strong Running International. They'll round out that class. So we have 3 more left in this class. I'm sorry, we are going 3-0 after this. 3-0 trucks for the next class. My unsexy assistant up here put things in the wrong order, Mr. Robbie Dreamer. Thank you very much. This will be Kyle Spickerman with old Jenny and Greg Walker, who dreams happen. So here we go. Wow. When it rains, it pours. Can we get a tow-off tractor, please? Tow-off tractor on the track. 2:43.59 at 21.7. Jeez Louise. Hate to see that happen for these guys. I really wanted to see him bury that thing down the other end of the track. But when you spend all that time putting these together, time after time, sometimes that happens. Tough luck for these boys. So Brandon Ewing from McClure, PA with the rough cases in the hole. 3-0 trucks. Kyle Spickerman, Greg Walker, Matt Horst, Heimbach's Diesel, Jared Brown, Brendan Fink, Matt Holbrook, and Polly Heller will be our 3-0 truck class. Be following this here. But right after this class, we are going to do our presentation and give Rick a chance to reset his sled, because the sleds are set a little bit different. These tractors are quite a bit heavier than those 8,000-pound trucks. So he'll have to make some weight changes and stuff like that. So let's give that young man another round of applause, ladies and gentlemen. Wasn't for the lack of effort, I can promise you that. We appreciate them getting here. They busted their butt all day yesterday to get these things put together. Here we go. Brandon Ewing from McClure with a rough case. This tractor runs better and better every time we see it out here. Right up there, 309.83 at 25.3. I think he got just a little bit lucky too, because about the time his RPMs went away, it settled that tractor down a little bit because he was heading for that chalk over there, and it settled down just enough he could turn the steering wheel and not have to hit a brake. That's another thing with these tractors that we don't mention very often is how do they steer them when the front end's in the air? Well, a lot of us are farmers, might know what's going on, but those of you that don't, there's individual brakes on the back of those tractors, and they hit the left, hit the right, and that's how they steer them. So my protege, Robbie, will have your rundown here in just a second on the winners of that class. We're going to make our way down trackside with Mr. Matt Hauk, and we'll do our presentations.
Hey, so in first place we have Brooks Major with the mystery case at 337.71. In second we have Caitlin Hawk with 331.19. In third we have Joe Mudrick with 317.40. In fourth place we have Brandon Irving with rough case at 309.83. And in fifth place, we have DJ Boop with the ball kit in fifth place at 295.34.
Hayes Ewing, if you're still here, we'd like you to report to the track. Earlier today, we had our pedal pull, and we have our first and second place winners of each age division. First place in each age division will be receiving a pedal tractor. We'd like to thank our sponsors, Messick's Farm Equipment, Lloyd's Landscaping, and the Snyder County Truck and Tractor Pullers paid for the other pedal tractor. And second place in each age division will be receiving a 1/16 toy tractor, donated by Hoover Tractor and B&R Farm Equipment. So we would like to thank our sponsors. They're very generous with us here, and if everyone could give these kids a round of applause on winning their pedal pull today. Okay, buddy. You get the toy tractor down there on the end.
Good job, buddy.
Radel. Which John Deere would you like? All righty. You want a blue or a red tractor? Blue? There you go. Colton? I'm guessing you want a John Deere tractor. All righty, right there you go. Buddy? You want the red tractor?
Yeah. Let's have another round of applause, ladies and gentlemen. Our future pullers of Snyder County Truck and Tractor Pullers. Won't be long. We'll see them out here with a couple of their own. Hopefully they don't pick John Deere green cheese. Don't get a John Deere. Come on. You wouldn't drive a John Deere, would you? Ah, man. If I give you $1, would you buy an Oliver? Ah, come on. $2? Not even $2. Man.
Do you want to read them all? No, go ahead. The winners of the raffle toys over at the Kids Day area. I'm going to read off your name. When you hear your name, go down to the T-shirt where the raffle was going on, and they will received. Kinsley Haynes, Isaac Radel, Kirsten Paroli, Sophie Shaner, Yvonne Stahl, Walker Treaster, Kaylee Shively, Walker Treaster, Avery Kramer, Denton Snedeker, P.C. Gardner, Ron Miller, Addie Stauffer, William Kreider, Joe Sensing, Kristen Hayter, Daniel Marks, Tyler Scott, Ian H., Lathan Fink, Matt, Paul Heller, Jeffrey, Lane Lorse, Eric Heimbach, Lane G., Jackson G., Devin, Camden T., Corey Oberlin, Sonyer Mama,
Oh, there we go. Two, test. Here we go. Got to hold it like this.
Ruby, John English, Kier, Charlotte Snyder, see,
All right. Lexi Wise. And Branson Smith. Go down to the T-shirt trailer, and we have some stuff for you. If we mention your name, please. Stupid Mike. If we mention your name, please report to the team. Thanks, guys. So we'll go right into our 3-0 trucks. Get these boys fired up here. Now that we don't need this wireless mic, now all of a sudden it wants to work. Not quite sure what's going on with it, but if it switches over, we do have a hardline mic up here. But I don't like to sit still. Every time I walk with that thing, I trip over the cord. You'll have a fat guy laying upside down on the ground with a lump upside of his head. Okay, if you're a fan of black smoke, this is the truck you want to watch. This is Mr. Kyle Spickerman from Kingsley, PA with the old Jenny. The driver is affectionately known as Big Sexy. This boy can drive the wheels off of a wheelbarrow, ladies and gentlemen. He is what we call a wheelman. And he can get the job done. This tractor was just outside Diesel Extravaganza out there. Had a couple of solid runs out there. They were deep in the class. Tore up a little bit, but they still managed to make it into the finals on Saturday. Guess we'll have to go to this mic. The other one's dying. Don't quite like the sound of this one, but he managed to get into the finals on Saturday night. Didn't get the finish they wanted, but this truck, see, I'm a tractor guy, sorry fellers, but this truck can win just about anywhere at any time. So Mr. Kyle Spickerman from Kingsley, PA with the old Jenny. Watch the smoke out of this truck, folks. I don't know if it's a dual stacks or what, but this baby can roll the coal. How do we like the old Jenny now, ladies and gentlemen? 356.66 at 29.8 miles an hour. 356.66. How do I delete it? I don't know, the button's not working. It is 356. What the heck? There we go. Operator error for sure. But that is one. They are going to reset. Wah, wah, wah. We are going to do a reset, ladies and gentlemen. I worked with Rick for the last 2 weeks for about 8 or 10 sessions, and this is the first reset we've had in that whole time. That's a testament to the skill of this operator. But this track and that truck kind of caught him by surprise just a little bit. So they are going to bring him back around as long as he can